Hi everybody, I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb, and we're so happy to see everyone here tonight for the ARTyRV live stream.
Good evening everybody, and tonight we're talking about one of my favorite things to cut, and hopefully it's yours, curves, inside and out. So we're going to be talking about that, Barb.
And if you have a question, just put it in the chat with a Q, and we'll be happy to answer it. I hope everyone has had a great week. And if you're watching, just put in the chat where you're watching from.
That's right. And I see a lot of you have said it's pretty steamy where you are. It's pretty steamy here in South Carolina as well.
It is.
we had a high, I think, of 86 today, and the humidity got right on up there with it. So it was quite steamy. Want to give a big shout out to Richard and Minnie. And guys, I'm glad you guys got back on the road this morning. And our friends over at Dart Automotive got you hooked up and you were able to get back on your way home. Sure enjoyed meeting you, having dinner with you, and enjoying the great times. Thank you so much for coming to South Carolina and taking one of our classes.
I want to thank all the students who came in this weekend and took a class. All I heard was great reports from everyone that finished their project, and it looked like you all had a really good time. So it was really nice meeting everyone.
And we had beautiful weather.
Yeah,
we had beautiful weather Thursday and Friday for the class, so it was really nice. So, yeah, guys, we had a great time, and I want to again, not just Richard and Minnie, but I do want to thank everybody that participated in the class this weekend, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon.
I have a few questions coming in, but for those of you who just came in, Ed is demonstrating curves tonight, how to cut curves. And we're taking questions, so put your question in the chat with a Q.
With a Q. Yeah, so I got some pretty glass. We're gonna be cutting that up, and we're just gonna be using running pliers and our grousing pliers to make these cuts work for us.
I put another video in the chat. The link is in the chat for a video that will take you another step further into cutting curves. So after the live stream, if you are ready to cut more curves, go to that video, and it's got a lot more
and Barb,
instructions.
I'm glad that you put that up, because after watching that this afternoon, it's really a good video.
It is a good video.
It's really a good video. It's one of our older videos, actually, isn't it? A little bit?
It's not too old.
Not too old? Okay.
Yeah.
Not as old as us, right?
You're still young in the video. So, yeah, I wouldn't put a real old one in there, make you look young. You're still young though.
Yeah. So we did start cutting glass on that prairie style window that we're working on, and then we should this week should be installing the lily pad installation. So we're looking forward to that too. Later on this week, probably Friday, we'll be putting that in.
So Ed, why don't you catch us up on classes at Conway Glass?
I can do that. So
did you bring your sheet up?
I did. I brought my sheet,
good.
and I have my sheet together tonight.
You got your sheet together. That's great. I
Whoa!
love to hear that.
Hey Ray, I'm gonna give you a big shout out, buddy. It's nice to see you here tonight. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for sharing everything that you share with our viewers and Barbara and I. And big shout out to Susie. Big hug. Looking forward to seeing you guys soon. Counting it down. So hey, our classes at Conway Glass, we're going to start out in July the 24th is a make and take class. Those of you that are just interested in stained glass and don't know if you want to buy all the tools and everything, the glass is already cut for you. We just teach you the fabrication process. And that is July the 24th. It's just a one afternoon class. And then on August the 13th and 14th, which is a Thursday and a Friday, we have our lead cane class. So in that class, you're going to learn all about lead cane. You're going to learn how to work on the light box, which is the old English method of stained glass. And then you're also, we're going to be putting your finished product into an oak frame, and we'll show you how all that works and comes together. And then finally, in September 17th and 18th, that is a beginner stained glass class, and in that class, of course, we learn the Tiffany method of the stained glass construction. So we'll look forward to, if you're interested in those classes, you can go to our website at conwayglass.com and click on the classes page, and all the classes right there are available, along with our glass blowing classes that are available now all the way through February of 2027. So.
And I did put that link in the chat at the top of the chat. So if you go to the top of the chat, you'll see it. And
Richard, I think that you had mentioned to me about wanting to become a member of the fan club, and I'll get Barb, if she has just a moment, to explain that process, if you don't mind, Barb.
You should be able to just go to what you're watching now. You have to be a subscriber, and then you should see a join button come up underneath the video or on the web page. There should be a join button, but you have to subscribe first, which is free, and then join to be a member.
Right. And those of you that are out there and haven't subscribed to our channel yet but enjoy watching us and are learning from what we're teaching, please go ahead and subscribe. Like Barb said, again, it's free and it helps us out a lot. And guess what, guys? Last Tuesday, sometime, Monday night, late Monday night, early Tuesday morning, we hit that 50,000 mark. And guys, for 50,000 subscribers to our channel, our next goal now is 75,000.
Yes.
And it was really exciting.
Yes, it was.
It was very exciting to 50,000. And we couldn't have done it without all of our viewers and all of our community here. So thank you guys very much. Big shout out to you, our viewers. Thank you.
Well, let's handle some questions.
Let's
How about
do it,
that?
Barb.
We have a couple of questions that have come in. Mary Beth wants to know, can you show people how to make garden stakes? They're a top seller for us at the spring craft shows, so others would probably like to do some.
Well, Mary Beth, I think we're in luck. It's not something that we could do right here, but we have a new video coming out.
But it'll be a while.
It'll be a while though, Mary Beth. But so the garden stakes, I tell you, I found the simplest way, or the simplest product to use is a brazing rod or brass rod that you can pick up at Harbor Freight, and I think they come in like tubes of 10, and they're 36 inches long, and typically you can get them 3/16 in diameter, and as long as you clean them really well and wrap copper foil around them, or actually they're brass, so they will solder, but if you'll wrap copper foil around them, you can attach butterflies, birds, anything that you want to a garden stake, but make sure that it's secured properly so that it doesn't come off. And in this video that we do have coming up, and it'll probably be a month or so, because it's a section, it's in parts, and but we'll make sure. I just made a note, Mary Beth, of that, and so we'll put that in the video, how to attach, because we're actually going to be working with a butterfly. So.
Okay, thank you, Ed. Carol wants to know,
Hey,
does
Carol.
anyone have experience selling on Etsy? Any advice?
Carol, I don't have any experience selling on Etsy, but that window you just finished is awesome, hon. That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
We have sold on Etsy before, but we have a website, so it's a little bit different. When we set up our website for shopping, it became much easier to sell on our own website than to sell on Etsy. I know that the audience is a lot bigger, but I just didn't like how they did business, actually. And you have to give them a cut of your profit. If you have your own website, you don't have to do that.
Right.
But
right.
Is anyone out there doing Etsy now? Just let Carol know.
I think that Etsy is a okay site, but like you said, it's not. Since we have our own website, it's much easier.
For smaller items, Carol, I don't know what you're planning on selling there, but for smaller items, maybe it would be okay. But for handcrafted, it was kind of tough for us to keep.
Yeah. Yeah.
to keep
And
it
Carol,
full.
you fall into the handcrafted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fall into the handcrafted.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's see if we have any more questions.
I love these pink hand emojis coming up. That's awesome.
Okay.
I didn't know if you had the thing turned on.
Oh, let's see. Am I missing a question?
Valerie? Oh, no.
Valerie said she's coming through next week.
Okay.
We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you. Look forward to meeting you.
Linda wants to know the running pliers in. No, they're not in
Not yet. Not yet.
So they should be in this week. I know it's the 18th, but we're at everyone's mercy.
Yeah, we're at everyone's mercy. My understanding is they were going to be shipping today or tomorrow, so we should, hopefully we're going to have them by the weekend.
Okay, let's see. Mary Beth said, I definitely need tips on cutting really tight inside curves. I designed a ladybug that uses a florist nugget as a head that needs to sit half down into the wings.
Wow, that's pretty, that's pretty good there, Mary Beth. Because those inside curves, a lot of those are, if you've got to go in that far to make that happen and to wrap it around it, a lot of that work can be done cutting, but the majority of it really is going to be done with your grinder for a small ladybug like that. So, but that's a great, I see what you're saying, because if you can put it halfway down, put that nugget halfway down in there, then the chances of it rolling or tilting are little to none. So, yeah, that's a great idea.
Debbie Heim says, what does the fabrication process mean?
How to build it. So what you want to do, your fabrication process is, the glass is already cut. So the fabrication process is grinding, foiling, soldering, and finishing. Those 4 things. That's it. Boom, boom, boom. And we do that in a class that takes about 4 hours. And and what that does is, because
in our make and take.
Yeah, in our make and take class. Now the beginner stained glass class, we spend the morning learning how to cut glass, which means we spend the first 2.5 hours cutting glass, learning how to cut glass. And then and if you already know how to cut glass, then you're gonna spend 2.5 hours making sure that you know how to cut glass correctly. And then we're gonna start working on a pattern. And then we're going to pick out glass, and then we're going to cut our pattern out. And then we have a very tight schedule that we adhere to, but as soon as we're done cutting glass, we have lunch, and then we have the afternoon to cut out our project. And then on the second day, the fabrication starts.
Mary Beth said, yes, the brazing rods take solder if you give them a little rub with steel wool and a good dose of ruby flux.
Yeah, Mary Beth, they have that oil on them from being extruded, and you have to make sure that you clean all that off good. And
she said that it does take patina too.
Yeah.
So, did Richard say something? I thought I saw where he said that. He said thank you.
Oh.
Okay. Do you always, Chuck wants to know, do you always buy your stained glass in person? I kind of feel like I'm in a stained glass desert.
Well, back in the day, we used to buy our stained glass in person. However, over the years, and it's really good, it's good whether you're a hobbyist or you do this professionally like we do, but to develop quite a rapport with not just one of a supplier, but a couple of different suppliers, and that you'll find that they all handle different things, and they all come to your rescue at different points and times within a project, either in the beginning, in the middle, or at the end. But we found is over the years that we've been dealing with Sunshine Glass, who Sunshine is one of our sponsors here at the ARTyRV channel. Sunshine Glass handles over 1,500 different colors and textures of glass, lamp products, lamp molds, lamp patterns, all of your colors that you need, all your tools, And so what we've developed is quite a rapport with Sean and Scott and George and all the gang there at Sunshine Glass over the last 30 plus years. And we've developed relationships with other suppliers as well. But I know that I can't pick it out, but what I've done too is purchase sample sets of different manufacturers. This will help you out when you're talking to your suppliers, because part numbers are important to your suppliers, because that's how they sell their glass. So pick up some sample sets from the different manufacturers, a little bit of an investment, but I can tell you it's well worth the investment.
Chuck, if you ever get a chance to go to the factory and see glass, or go to I would suggest go to the largest stained glass company you can afford to go travel to.
From where you are, where are you?
From where
Chuck?
you are, and then see some glass in person. You know, go and look and see what Wismac looks like, and Oceanside,
Right.
and all the Bullseye. And then you'll have a better idea when you buy a sample kit.
Right.
You know, you may have to take a few visits, but you'll eventually be able to.
Yeah, and
order
if I had my choice, I would of sample sets to start out with, I would buy Wismac.
And if I had a choice, I would go to the store, but
Yeah.
you know, we don't even have one within 300 miles.
300 miles is as close. I don't even think it's that
I
close,
don't
is
even
it?
know if we have one that close.
I don't know. We used to have one that was 2.5 hours away, and it was there for a very long time, and it's not accessible any longer.
Now we use our sample box,
Yeah.
and we have a pretty good idea of what we're getting.
And part numbers, like I said, with your suppliers, your part numbers are important. If you can call them and tell them you're looking for a part number, or even a color combination. A lot of times Sunshine will try and work with you and actually send you samples of possible pieces of glass that you might be looking for. So they're very easy to work with. So
Mary Kay said hello, and she's been watching and enjoying our show and learning a lot.
oh, well, hey, Mary Kay.
Valerie has a question.
Okay, Valerie.
Do you have a coffee bean grinder? I have some Vermont coffee, roaster coffee for you, but all I had was bean. Yes, I do.
Yeah, because
Very important question.
Yeah,
Yes,
when
I
we-
have a grinder.
When we traveled in the motorhome, we used to do the French press all the time.
Yeah,
so
and
that
I
was-
still have my French press.
Oh gosh, I can't
That
wait.
sounds good, right?
Wow. Yeah, really. Wow. Awesome.
Ray put up a little bit of information about Etsy. So I don't see anyone here that's doing Etsy right now, but if
Right.
you are, Carol's looking for some information on that. If anyone has a question, please put it in the chat. Paul just woke up.
Oh, hey, Paul. Yeah, that's
Where
right.
are
You're in
you?
Ireland. He's in Ireland, isn't he?
Kelly just gave us $10. Thank
oh,
you,
Kelly.
Kelly.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We got the light going, and we traveled all weekend, so
Yeah, we had to go somewhere, and we were took an overnight trip.
Yeah, I think we were gone. I think I added it up. It was 34 hours we were gone. So.
Okay.
Kelly, thank you for your.
Wow, good X Bean. Thank you.
Oh, wow. All right, guys. We're making
Okay.
that light. You guys are. I'm getting loosened up now. Uh-oh.
Good X Bean is stumped on pattern making, and she's wants a little bit of help.
So, well, thank you for your donation. We appreciate that. And so, are you stumped on pattern making for sun catchers? You trying to create small things, or is it that you're stumped on making so a window that has to fit specifically into an area, and that's really stopping you? So I just asked you a question, and if you'll answer that, if you'll answer that, I'll try and maybe pinpoint a simple way to do it. Because the new video, because we had all this time to travel this weekend, and we were in the car quite a bit for that 32 hours. So we had time to talk about a lot of different things. So in the new video that we have coming out is going to be pattern making. And but let's see what, what problems you're having with making patterns. What is actually your dilemma that you're having?
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Good X Beam. We really appreciate your donations. Carol said streakies and model glass are always so different. I can't imagine how a sample set would be representative of the actual pieces you receive. It's really not. It's really not representative.
No, it's very, but it gives you the combinations that are typically in the glasses, and they change, but it gives you an idea, because the sample set takes away pretty much the guesswork out of color. And so our sample sets, gosh, we've had them for 30 years, 30 plus years.
Yeah, it'll give you the color, but keep in mind there always is going to be a variation on the pattern. Not the pattern, but the streakiness and the...
Yeah, and again, I've always said the true artist in the glass factory is the guy that mixes the glass consistently, sheet after sheet after sheet, and then of course the guys that bring it over and dump it from the ladle onto the mat that it's mixed on, onto that table that it's mixed on with a two-prong, usually I've seen a two-prong fork, and it's mixed and folded. And if it's done right, some of these guys, I bought 1,500 square foot cases of this one particular glass, and when you pull it out of the crate, they all looked identical. It was just they're very talented. These guys and women are very talented in what they do. So
I'm sorry, Kelly, we don't have any glass for sale this week, but we appreciate everyone that has been buying the glass.
Yeah.
We have been working on getting some new glass cut up, but we didn't have time.
Yeah.
As we said, we had to go out of town this weekend, emergency kind of trip, but
it's all better
this
now.
week we're back.
Yeah,
and,
we do have one combo pack of seashells by the seashore
left,
and
I think that's it.
Okay, I didn't know.
Updated the page.
Oh, okay. We were talking about that too.
Yeah, I updated the tool page today. The Amazon page is updated. Thank you, everyone that gave us a Google review this week. We really appreciated that. I had a bunch of Google reviews come in, and that's something that helps us a lot. It puts our name out there and lets people know that we're teaching stained glass and keeping the art of stained glass alive.
Right. And I get that question a lot. Is stained glass on the verge of dying? And I don't believe that it is. I think that it's on a resurgence now that there are more people actually interested in it, and with the internet there are even more people getting interested in it. We have people that comment on our channel that don't even do glass, but were introduced to it through our channel and now are interested in it. So that excites me to hear that and to read some of those reviews that we.
Okay, Kelly's looking forward to new glass.
Yep. Well, I think we'll get some out this. We'll have some for next Monday night.
Debbie was wondering the same thing, how to estimate how much room to leave for the foiling and soldering, even on a small window project.
Well, you don't leave any room for the soldering. The foiling, if you're doing a Tiffany style small window, maybe as like one of the windows that's behind me in the doors here, a Tiffany style window, then your pieces should be cut out, and we have a video that shows you how to do a little trick with two single edge razor blades, and those two razor blades, if put together correctly like I show you in the video, when you cut your pattern out, that takes it takes 1.5 mils of foil out of each side, and takes 3 mils of foil out so that your pattern doesn't grow. So if you're not using foil shears, foil shears are, I mean, I have a lot of them, and any of y'all would like them, just let us know and we'll sell them to you. But the foil shears work fine, but they're a little bit cumbersome. But I found that the razor blade trick that we have a short video on will help you do that. And that's what keeps everything from growing, is that you have to remove the line from your pattern. Now, a lot of y'all are using the Cricut and giving yourself a 30-second line in between and cutting that out, and that's working for you just fine, I'm sure. But if you'll use the two single-edge razor blades with the cardboard in between it as your guide to cut your pattern out, to remove that line, then your window should not grow. And then the other reason your window grows is because you need to probably practice cutting and cut your glass much closer to the pattern with the cutter instead of trying to grind it all away.
Okay, Mary Kay has a question. On the Conway Glass page, when I log in, the menu stays in the middle of the page and I don't see the whole page. Mary Kay, click that login again. What you've done is you've opened up the menu and it's slid over, and you just need to click it so it closes. I'm pretty sure that's what you have to do, or log out and log back. It shouldn't stay up there. You should be able to click it and it should close. That's your menu. Just try that. Are you doing that on your phone?
Yeah, we don't have the runners in yet, guys. Everybody's waiting on them.
Yeah, that sounds like you're on the phone. Otherwise, the menu should be along the top. Okay? Let me know if that helps you. Okay, we have, today is Debbie Himes' birthday.
Hey, Debbie.
And Noodle says ARF.
Hey,
Barb
Barb.
will be in on Wednesday.
Hope you're feeling better. And Debbie Hine, happy birthday to you.
Ed will be singing happy birthdays at the end of the month for all of the May birthdays. So happy birthday, everyone, and we'll be listening to Ed's happy birthday singing at the end of the month. Question from Nadia. Leaded windows, is there such a thing as too much solder at the joints?
Yes.
Some of my miters have a tiny gap and solder falls through those sometimes and gets a bit chunky.
Well, that will happen if you're leaving large gaps in between your lead. I tell you what happens. So when you leave gaps in between your lead, that allows the window to do this. So when the lead joints are tight, the window doesn't flex as much. But if you just have little gaps, you might want to just try turning your soldering iron, the tip, sideways and go on the diagonal on the joint instead of straight on top of it. Go across the diagonal and cover those 3 or 4 pieces of lead at one time. And remember, do the temperature test so that when you go down, you can go 1, 2, and pick straight up, and you end up with a really nice solder joint. And that's all it should be. It should just be straight down, 1, 2, using about 1/8 of an inch of solder wire, straight down onto the lead, 1, 2, and pick straight up, and that should give you that pretty joint. Even if there's a little tiny gap in your lead, if it's a big gap, hey, go ahead, recut it before you finish your window and make it look better. That would be my suggestion. Lead's cheap.
Dawn asks if she can plug her 100-watt iron into a rheostat.
Is it just a regular Weller 100-watt iron?
100-watt iron. Uh-huh.
Yes, please, and use it with a rheostat, please, because you'll find out it'll be a life-changing event when you hook it up to your rheostat. Things will change for you, I promise.
Nadia, we're not set up to ship internationally right now, but we're working on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Nadia.
Is it correct that you use oh, this is Julie Graves. Is it correct that you use the razor blade trick differently with lead cane and foil?
Well, the razor blade trick that I show you is for the foil.
Yes.
Yes. And then you widen it for the lead, which means you add an extra fold of cardboard. So if you look at the heart of the lead, it's about just a tiny bit thicker than a 1/16 of an inch. And then the copper foil, the 3 mils, is about a 32nd. So if you look on your tape measure, it's right in between the two little tiny lines there, which would be what foil takes away. And that razor blade trick, that's not even mine. Somebody showed that to me, oh gosh, probably 25 years ago, and I said, woo, yeah, I like that. That's the day I got rid of my pattern shears.
Jennifer wants to know if we'll be getting the edger as well. I don't know about that, but we do have it on our Amazon page.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't know if we'll be stocking it or not.
Yeah,
I guess it depends on how popular it is.
Yeah, we'll see how popular it is. And
okay, what do you want to do some cutting, Ed?
yeah, we can do some cutting.
Okay, and if you have any questions, just save them until after the glass cutting, and we'll be happy to answer.
Let's see how we are over here. Let's make sure we're all lined up.
You all lined up?
I'm lined up. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, I got my hand right. And so this is this glass right here. You know, this is kind of a typical cut. And if you take and you had 2 of these, one here, and then you put the center in it, it produces a fleur-de-lis. So this is a cut that's very popular in the bottom of church windows, in scrolls and things like that. But what it does also is it gives you an outside curve, it gives you a nice inside curve, and those are what we're going to be using. And we're going to try and only, you know, because back 40 years ago, almost 50 years ago, they didn't have a running plier like the silver snit. What we had was a pair of grousing pliers actually, and then we had some little breaker pliers, but they were used in the plate operation. So I'm going to use my silver snit, and I have had a brass handle cutter in my pocket for a very, very long time. So, but what I'm going to do is this line is here so that you can see exactly what I'm cutting. So I'm going to stay on the inside of that line, and we're going to start our score. And we just rolled right into that hole. Did you hear that? And now, because I'm sitting down and not standing up, I'm rolling my cutter, but I'm also turning the glass. If I was standing up, I wouldn't have to worry about this, but the cutter wheel is rolling the same time that I'm turning my glass, okay? Just like that. So now we're going to start this right here. And we've got that little tiny snap, and that means we've started our run, guys. So now we're just going to take this, I'm going to drop in behind my run. I'll pull that down a little bit. I'm coming right around. And I'm turning this so when we went around that curve, it just went to its weakest point right there, just like that. So this is probably what's going to happen now. It's going to chip off. It's going to come over here. And if I can get this started again around this curve a little bit with my running pliers, maybe, just maybe, we can check. Now remember too, check your grousing pliers and make sure that when you're chasing this run around, and you're chasing that run really around anything, make sure that the flat jaw is on the top, and that'll help you out quite a bit, because you notice that it only goes down a little bit. So by taking, now remember, I pulled down, I started my run back the other way, started this way and then this way, and the whole time my knuckle was under here. This is where I work, right there, just like that. You can see my knuckle. I keep it basically right under the score, and I work my running pliers onto the glass just like this. So by taking all of that, now if this were deeper, okay, so let me move this out of the way here. So if this were, yeah, don't ever take your hand and go like that. We don't want to do that. So if this were a little bit deeper, like so, now we might be able to get this out, we might not, but there are cuts. There are cuts that are done like this, and there are cuts that are done like this, and so we'll see if we can get it started without it going over here. There we go. And we're going to come back to it. I can see my run here. This might work. Now, these aren't quite tight together, and I'm just going to tap this. But remember, I'm not going to let this go crazy. I'm just going to tap this. Now I heard it. I heard the sound change. There it is. I heard the sound change, and that came right out just like it was supposed to. Just like that. When I heard that sound change, that's going to give us a nice, pretty piece of glass. And we did all that, and now all we have to do is clean this up a little bit and eliminate this. I'm not going to grouse this, but this, your grousing pliers would go right on your curved jaw on the bottom, and you just flake that away. I'm not going to do it here on the paper because we're going to be cutting some other glass later on. But these two cuts will show you, and if you'll practice that, yeah, just practice along with Ed. And so as you practice, remember, don't squeeze real hard with your running pliers. Take a little bit of time with it, a little bit of finesse, and all of these crazy cuts that sometimes you'll draw will come out, I promise you. And most of them each time you do one, they're going to teach you a little more about cutting glass. And so that's really
Okay.
I like that. I like that cut. Do we have any more questions, Barb?
Yes.
I'm gonna
I think we answered Dawn's question about she was told never to plug a Weller 100 iron into a rheostat because it would ruin the temperature controller in the iron. Is this true? We answered that, right?
Yeah, if your soldering iron has a rheostat in it, don't plug it into another one. But Weller iron, some of them do have rheostats in them, but a Weller 100P does not have a rheostat in it. What it has is a heating element, just like any other soldering iron, so don't worry about burning it up.
The iron has, the Weller 100, some of them have tips, and those tips only go to a certain high temperature.
Right.
That's all that they mean. They don't regulate up and down, keeping the iron hot.
And if you're using your iron wide open, you get ready to buy another one because it won't last long. So if you'll control the temperature, you're soldering. If you're having trouble soldering, there's two things that happen when you're soldering. You're either working too cold or too hot. But if you'll get a rheostat for your iron that you're running wide open all the time and control that temperature, you'll find your soldering will change and your work will look a lot better, I promise you.
So the cheaper cut would be done after the fact. The deeper cut would be done after the fact.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because you've eliminated some more of the glass that you don't need there, and then you can work back to it. So you can work back to it. So when we came around here, we eliminated all of this glass out here, and now we cut that, and then we needed that. If we had to, I mean, really, if we had to, we could come in here and we could take this. We could take this out too, just like that. So these curves, and now you're talking about something that's really thin, right there. But just like your steering wheel in your car, if your car is moving a little bit forward, the steering wheel is a lot easier to operate. So as you're turning the glass, you keep pushing you keep pushing it. There you go.
Okay.
I think I've gotten about all out of that I can get.
Okay. Carol had a question.
Hey, Carol.
Sometimes with a question, and I'm not sure what she's referring to. Maybe something you said about sometimes. I'm not sure, Carol.
I don't know.
But
Carol, but in that email I sent, I'm gonna send you those pictures of that glass. But I cut the dark red out of the top and the bottom of both of those sheets for my project. But when you get, I'll take a picture of it in the light and out of the light, and you still may want it. It's really pretty, but
I don't.
I'm not sure that it's as dark as you want, though.
Okay, but Carol
Doesn't look like bacon.
Carol does have a question. Do you
Okay.
recommend lowering your soldering iron temp for tinning edges?
Yes, because what happens if your iron is too hot, when you tin the edges, it heats the foil up and the foil turns loose on the edge. So turn it down just a little bit, because you're just running, and then you're doing the edges from the top like that. So just tinning the flat edge. Turn your iron down just enough to where it's going to tin the edges and not turn the glue loose on the piece. Good question, Carol.
Mary Kay wants to know, you can't get the menu off the middle of the page and using an iPad. Sounds like an iPad issue, because I know it's not a website issue, but let me look at it. The only thing I can tell you is to close the menu. However you open however you can close the menu, that's what's happening. Look at the upper left corner, and see if there's a little, like a 3 dots or something. That might do it. I'm sorry, but I'll look at it tonight and see what the issue might be. And I know you sent me an email, and I have not got through the emails from this weekend.
Yeah.
So I do apologize.
Yeah, because Barb answers around
Thank you,
100
Valerie.
emails a day. So.
Valerie said she just added a Weller 100 and a Lepinet rheostat. Good move.
Good move. Yeah, you'll like it.
Kelly's calling you the glass whisperer.
Oh, Kelly, hugs to you, dears.
And I feel like I've missed a question. Yep, I got that question. If there's any more questions, just put them in the chat with a Q.
Just go up a little bit just in case. I don't know.
And I will. What temp for tinning?
So typically.
That's Kelly asked.
Yeah, no, what I would do is, I work with my rheostat typically on about an 8, maybe a little bit less, but typically on an 8. And I would turn it down to maybe like 7.5 or something. And I only use those. I don't know what those temperatures are, but I know that my tip on my iron, when I've got the right temperature, guys, the tip on my iron is a really pretty gold brassy color. It's not purple, it's not black. Guys, if your tip's turning purple and black, and then you have a lot of trash on your tip because it's burning away. So turn it down, keep that beautiful tip, that beautiful gold brassy color, and use that iron the way it's supposed to be used, which is under your control rather than it controlling you.
7.5 or so.
Yeah, or so. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, you have to play around with it to
Yeah,
get
so
your best
Carol,
temperature.
typically what I do is, or what I would do is, I would take a piece of glass, any old piece of glass, just foil it, and then do the edges and keep the iron, tune it down just enough so that the solder runs on that edge, and that should be somewhere around 7.5, which is probably going to be somewhere around, I don't know, solder melts at like 462, 63 plus or minus. That's 50-50. 60-40 melts a little bit higher. So for your tinned edges, Carol, yeah, you might be using about 7.5 on that if you're using 60-40 for your copper foil. So yeah, I would say probably 7.5. Huh?
Yeah, Mary Beth said she had to change her rheostat setting when she used a different iron with the same rheostat. So think about that. A different iron is you're probably going to have to change the.
Sure, and you're going to have to change. You're going to have to change your rheostat depending on the humidity. You're going to have to change your rheostat depending on the temperature outside and what's going on in your studio itself. So, but every time I plug my iron in, I do a test. It takes 10 minutes to do the test. It takes 10 minutes for your iron to heat up. So do the test, and for 20 minutes, it's well worth your time.
Nadia said, I messed up my last window with a Weller 100. I'm getting a rheostat. That thing is handheld furnace. Yeah, it will run.
Yeah, it'll run. And and the thing about Weller is they tell you, oh, we've got a tip for 650, 750, and 850. And a lot of people say, well, I'll take the 850 because they think more is more, but it's not. It really needs to be controlled. Mm-hmm. And those temperatures for those tips are maximum temperatures.
Right. They're the maximum.
And they run that at that temperature all the time if you don't
use the
rack it up. Yeah.
Right. And using the rheostat won't take that temperature higher. It won't even try to take that temperature higher.
It can't.
It can't take that temperature higher. So
that's the way the thermocouple's designed in the tip. So.
Okay. Question Kelly has.
Hey, Kelly.
It's to me. Do you have a new video coming out on decorative soldering with the new Hacko? It's on our list, but not anytime.
No, but the iron's right there. The new Hacko 888X is right there.
It's right there. Yeah, I have to do that. It is on our list.
It is. Let me write that down
Kelly.
Too.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
It
has been on our list for quite a long time
has,
since
yeah.
the last time I talked with Kelly live in person.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. Any more questions? Let's see. Okay. No more questions? You wanted a close up? Cut some glass?
Oh, this is a pretty piece of glass, so I think we should go ahead and do something with it. Let's see if we can. So sometimes, well, you'll have a problem. Then it may be just like this, where you're coming in, and then you have to come back all the way around like that, and so now you have another inside and outside curve, and the piece of glass that I'm looking for is this one. So this is my suggestion, and this is what I would do. I would go ahead and move my running pliers out of the way first, and then what I would also do is I would go ahead and eliminate this side of the glass. Because why? Because I don't need it. So I want you to listen how soft this is. Oh man. So we'll just take that and we're going to eliminate this. I'm just going to put my two knuckles right under here, just like that. I'm making a pair of running pliers. I just made a pair of running pliers, just like that. So now we're going to take this, and now we should be able to, and as I'm going to score this, I'm going to turn again. Why? Because I'm not standing up. And now in class, if I teach you how to cut glass, this is exactly how you're going to cut glass. You're going to try your darndest to stay right against the inside of that black line, because that is your pattern. okay? That's your pattern. So we're gonna take this. This is the piece we want to keep. But I forced it around that curve. And when you force it around the curve, it's going to go to what I call its weakest point. And remember, I was hanging on here, pulling down, and this wasn't broken yet, and it wasn't going to break, and so it ran to its weakest point. And see that? Again, its weakest point. And Paul, since you're awake, I know pinks are really a nightmare for you too. And I'm not a big fan of them, but there you go. When we get into that, a lot of times pinks, and I'm not sure what it is, I don't know if it's the gold that's in them or what have you, but what you want to be able to do is now, because if you wanted this piece, okay, and this being your pattern, so you would take and and now you take this, and this would be your other pattern. This would be your other pattern right here. And I need to sweep off my table. Even with that funky backhand, I am not changing the pressure in my hand, okay? I'm not changing the pressure in my hand. So I'm watching this, and I have more control. Sometimes I have more control with my hands and my fingers pushing up from underneath and pulling down with my thumbs than I do with my hand tools themselves. So if you're taking, you want this when you're doing your copper foil, and you've ground this, you want that piece of glass to fit right up against that other piece of glass, just like that. You want it to fit there, okay? You want it. And now this is the pattern that I use. This is the reverse. They fit together just like that, just like they're supposed to. So we have a little tiny bit of a gap there, and that gap is coming from that flare right there. And as soon as you grind that and eliminate that flare, that piece of glass is going to go right together, and it'll fit together. Just like that. There you go. This is really a pretty piece of glass.
I have another question.
Okay, B.
Can you demonstrate cutting a point again? That's from Robin Brodeur.
Oh, hey,
I'm
Robin.
not really good at that.
Point. Okay. Let's see what we can come up with.
Kelly said she's not the glass whisperer like you. She just
No, but
grinds.
Kelly's a really good glass cutter too, though. She is. You guys, you have to give yourself, just because stuff breaks. You see, it breaks for me too. It doesn't always break correctly. That's for sure. But when you just have to keep your confidence up, and when things go south, just get up and walk away. Go grab a soda. Maybe just drop a piece of glass on the floor just to hear that sound and make you feel better. I don't know, but yeah. So let me see if we can't cut a point. I'm gonna cut. How about if I cut a crescent moon? How about that? Would that be okay? We'll cut a crescent. Is that what a point would be? A crescent moon?
Sure.
So if we have a crescent moon. I don't even know if I can do that.
I don't know if I could. I know I couldn't.
Let's try it. Let me get I'm gonna get my breakers out now, guys. If y'all don't have a pair of these, we do have these in stock at Conway Glass. Let's see. We're probably gonna have to use that. Now, this is what I would suggest you do. If this were the piece you were trying to get out, but you still had this much glass left, just in case this messed up, this is what I would do. I'm gonna cut. I want the inside piece should be cut first, I think. But that's just me. So here we go. Okay, so I didn't turn that time, okay? I didn't turn the glass that time. I just leaned over and tried to do what I could. Again, I'm using my fingers on my thumb underneath. Okay, so we got that. We were able to get that out. That's premium presto. Okay, now this is kind of goofing me up too. So here we go. So do I have it in the right place? Yeah, I don't
Move it up a little bit so we can really see it for the short.
Okay, here we go. How's that? Is that good?
I guess.
Okay, so I'm going to start. You see, I have the glass turned a certain way because I'm going to try and just drive right around the racetrack here, and we're going to try and get this point out of here. I hope we can. Hold on. Here we go, Robin. And if you notice, I didn't bounce off the table when I came to the end because I was kind of worried about cracking the glass. So now I'm not going to get out here on this point with my grousers. That's scaring me too. I'm going to stay inside a little bit, and I'm going to try and start the run. So everybody hold your breath with me. Here we go. Okay, I got the run started. Now that run, I know I had to take a breath. I probably shouldn't hold my breath like that, but I do it indirectly. So that run came down to about right there. Knuckle underneath, thumb on top, pliers. Here we go. A little bit further. I'm going to take it home, but now I want to make sure that I'm not pulling down too hard, because if I am, then what's going to happen is we're going to lose that. So what I'm going to do, if I pull down from this side and I'm pulling down this way, I'm probably going to lose that point. But if I come over here and I put the pressure out here of me pulling down, I'll be able to save that point. Here we go. Okay. Robin, I hope that worked.
Thank you, Mr. Eddie.
Thank you. And Robin, thank you for that question, for that, because everybody should be able to keep your points like that. And that really turned out nice. So tonight, we've been working with inside curves, and they're not always easy, and they're not always going to be forgiving. So, but remember, practice makes perfect, and if you'll practice your inside curves, and do practice on window glass, but if you'll practice those inside curves, those points will come out for you. And I had my breaking pliers right here in case I needed them. But fortunately, I was able to go to the inside rather than the outside and make that happen for us all. So thank you for...
Okay, while you were cutting that, Carol said, seriously, Ed, don't try to do that in one cut. And then everybody is just wow, 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 geez, wow, bravo. But Ray has something he's
Ray.
sharing with us. Ed and Barb, I was in the dentist today. In the next room, I overheard this guy talking about Merle's Inlet and this beautiful stained glass window he saw at this bar, and I couldn't believe my ears.
Wow, Ray, that's crazy, man. Awesome.
That's awesome. We'd
Wow.
love to hear things like that. And
Wow.
yeah,
Isn't
and
that's-
that cut was awesome. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. And
Thank you,
thank you,
Ray.
Robin, for that question. And everyone was totally amazed by that, and they're calling you the Glass Whisperer.
Okay.
So he's got several
Nicknames.
Hank Hill, Bob Ross of Glass, the Glass Whisperer.
You know what, guys? I love what I do for a living, and I absolutely adore Monday nights. And I have a lot of fun.
If you guys learned something tonight, please share this. Share our live streams and our videos with people that are learning how to do glass.
Right.
And
invite them to come to our channel and watch.
Yes.
And don't forget, if you're out there watching our channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And
check out our classes that are this summer and September.
And then our
August and
glass blowing
September.
classes all the way out through March for you.
Yep. And the gallery hours, if you're in our town, we're open. The gallery is open every Wednesday from 10 to 3, and we'd be happy to meet you and take you for a little tour. And Magali said she taught you everything that you know.
I know.
And she's so grateful. We're so grateful, Magali.
Magali, thank you.
Okay.
We are looking forward to seeing you guys in a couple of weeks.
Yes, we are.
So, guys, remember, Corning, June 2nd through the 6th. Mm-hmm. We're meeting in Corning at the museum at 9 a.m. on Friday, June the 5th.
Thank you, Carol.
For a day in Corning. Oh, thank you, Carol. For a day in Corning with a tour of the museum, and then we're going to have lunch and get to know each other. It should be a lot of fun. Carol, thank you very much.
Nadia said she likes cutting glass while Ed's cutting glass.
Cut along with me, guys. Cut along with me.
Okay, everyone, we're going to head out and go spend some time with our puppy. We haven't seen her all weekend.
Yeah,
What?
We were in the car and we hadn't even checked into the hotel yet. And I told Barbara, I miss Mary. I miss my Miss Mary.
Yeah, we missed her.
Yeah.
So
we missed her.
We'll see you next week. Have a great week. We hope to see everyone back here and maybe some newcomers.
Yeah, we hope so. And we'll see you guys on the internet. Give a big shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Wright. And we'll talk to everybody soon. Guys, look at these beautiful windows behind us. A little sneak shot of the studio.
I'm trying to find my
I
button
love this
here.
shot here, Barbara.
I know, it's great, isn't
Ray,
it?
thank you again for everything tonight, buddy. Appreciate it. And wow, I just that is amazing that somebody in the next
that
room
was
talking
amazing.
about the stained glass in Merle's Inlet. That's awesome. Well, when you and Susie come down, we'll go out to dinner. We'll go out and see them in person.
Cindy, I need your mailing address. I'm supposed to be sending you something. I've emailed you. U.S. Post Office says that mailing address that you gave me is not correct. So there must be a number wrong or transposed or something.
Send us a new address.
Send me the new mailing address. Go to your order and you should be able to look at that. But I did send you an email, so it should be in your email. You can respond. Thank you so much. But yeah, I've been trying to find a way to contact you.
Yeah, I'm glad. Thank you for tuning in tonight. So I wanted y'all to. Richard and Minnie, safe travels, my friends. Hugs and lots of love to you, and we'll see you soon. And it was very nice meeting you guys. It was very nice meeting everybody in the class this week or last week. It was awesome. And thank you again for 50,000 subscribers. You guys helped us get there.
Yes. And we will see you next week. Thank you, guys.
For the ARTyRV channel, I'm Ed.
You, Cindy. That's you. I'm pretty sure that's you. Cindy Bajis. Bajis. You should have an email from me. I'm sorry. Thank you, Rochelle. Haven't seen you in a long time.
Oh, hey, good to see you.
I hope you're good. I hope you're well. All right, Teresa and Cindy and Carol, Joyce, Robin. We'll see
Sweet
you
dreams,
next week.
everybody. Stay cool. We love you.
We love y'all. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.